are you being so cute? All right. Hello, hello. Hi, Alexa. Okay, you guys, let me update the description box for you all. Why are you leaning on me, Jackson? Okay. Description box is updated if you guys were interested in a personal reading. All the information is down below, but if not, I just hope you guys are doing well. I hope everything is going well. I have like a bunch of oracles out because I was recording a video and I'm sort of taking a break from recording to go live and do some personal reads. And I have all these oracle decks on my desk because of it. I like to keep my office pretty tidy, pretty neat. But I have a lot of decks out. So I think I'm going to do like a little collective reading. This will just be, I'll wait till more people join the live, but this will just be for everyone who is tuning in right now. It is Monday. I hope everyone had a good Monday. I hope everyone kickstarts their week really well. I have one person on the list for tonight and I have about 5 spots left. This is going to be just a really small, short, and sweet live. But I hope everyone is feeling good. I know that we just entered Virgo season, so happy birthday to all my Virgos out there. I am really thrilled to be kind of entering into fall. I am like all about that fall life. I know that like that seems stereotypical because I do tarot and all of us tarot readers are into Halloween and all that crazy stuff, but like honestly, I'm so into it. And I'm so into it because my baby, this is gonna be his first everything, and it's exciting for me as a mom. Like his first Halloween, his first Thanksgiving, his first Christmas, and then it's gonna be his birthday, and it's just amazing. I'm happy to be here. Okay, Alexa, I got you. You are going to be number 2 on the list for tonight. If you guys wanted to book, you can. All the information is down below in the description box. Taylor, I got you as well. You are number 3. I have 4 spots left for tonight, you guys. 4 spots left. If you guys want to snag your spot, get a personal reading. I am doing a little 11/11 special if you guys just want like a quick question answer, like a 4-card spread. I'm going to do a little collective reading. Like I said, I have a bunch of decks here, and I don't know. I don't really have like a theme. I do have this beautiful Crystal Angel deck. I've had this one forever. So it's one of my first decks I ever got, one of my first oracles. Lots of angel decks were my first few decks that I ever got and ever started working with, and I've been recording a video, so I'm super excited for I got you, Taylor. I'm super excited for this video that I have coming out. But man, it is so long. I did pile 1 and it was like 35 minutes and I was like, oh shit. And then I did pile 2 and I was like, okay, let's try to make it shorter. And then it was 45 minutes and I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a break before I do pile 3. Okay, so just for everyone tuning in, everyone joining the live, what's going on? It's Monday. We're in Virgo season. We're in pre-retrograde shadow phase. Mars entered Gemini. What the fuck's happening? Where is the year gone? Why is it almost over? Spirit, any messages? Any messages do you have for the collective? What are some messages for the collective? Any messages for the collective? We have Tanzanite. Ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. Ooh, I love that. That's going to be a message for some of you. I just posted a video today, you guys. Make sure you check it out. The end of 2022, for a lot of the piles, new love or affirming love was coming in. And by affirming love, it could be that you're dating someone already or you've just met someone and it's going to lead to something very promising. For others of you, it is that you're going to meet someone new towards the end of this year. And I made the point that cuffing season is near, and it really is a thing. The weather gets cold, the leggings go on, and you know what happens after that. So, all right, any more messages for the collective? Ooh, and we have love life coming through. Oh, these are so pretty. I love these messages. I love love, you guys. Like, I've been, one of my best friends, I've known her for, Jesus, like 10 years now, like a decade. And unfortunately, she lives in a different state. She also has a baby. So we don't really get to see each other or even talk that often, but it's the kind of friendship where like we're always going to be like soul sisters, that kind of thing. And we talked today for like an hour, and she's like in love, and like she finally met a new man, and I literally, like, it made my day. Like my whole day was like me smiling because I was so happy for her, like finding love and being so in love. I just love love. I love when people are in love. I love when they find love. Like that's my favorite thing ever. And I'm even like smiling right now talking about love. So to have these cards come out, which is my whole point, is really gorgeous. We have fluorite, natural beauty and authenticity. Be yourself as God made you naturally attractive and lovable inside and out. So I love this. So some of you guys are and have been healing from past relationships, past traumas, or just healing in general. And you guys are ready to put yourself out there again. Some of you guys ended a relationship. Some of you guys are about to end a relationship. Some of you guys just have taken a break from like relationships and dating, but you are ready to put yourself out there. And this is basically saying like, put yourself out there and don't look at your neighbor or the other people next to you and what they're doing. This is not a competition. There's a space in the universe for literally everybody and every type of person and soul out there. I was just talking to my hubby about that today, because there's some really ridiculous people, like really ridiculous people that are mean and judgmental and, you know, not that nice and super ignorant, and then you're kind of like, you want to judge them back because you're like, well, you're stupid, you know. But even then, it's not right to judge, because it's like there's a space in the universe for everyone. You just really never know what anyone's going through, and you never know why they are the way they are, and it just is what it is, you know. And if they want to judge you, fine, send them some love and light, let them be that way. The only reason I make that point, and I guess that's why these collective readings are so fun, is because I can kind of draw from like personal experience. Is I'm a mom, you know, but I'm a young mom, I guess. I don't feel young, but I am young on the scale of like moms. And I live in a really like bougie part of Texas, of Austin, and it's a lot of very conservative people. And I'm not a conservative girl. Like, I was born and raised in Los Angeles. I'm pretty liberal. My parents are fucking hippies. Hello, I do tarot cards. So, you know, and then how I dress kind of reflects that. I'm out here in a crop top. I'm definitely going to work on getting some more tattoos. I have a nose piercing. You know, I'm just not like a mom to some of these moms. I am a mom, but like, to some people, you know, they just kind of look at my appearance and like judge me and make me feel kind of uncomfortable about like how I express myself and my identity. But the thing is, I'm super comfortable in like what I wear and how I express myself. That's what's so funny about it. And I was thinking about it, and I was just like, you know what, like, that's so wrong. Like, there's a place in the universe for me, and there's a place in the universe for you, and we all can be moms, and we all can, like, do our thing, and, like, it doesn't really matter what I look like. It doesn't really matter what you look like, and if you want to dress that way, that's fine, and if I want to dress this way, that's fine, and this is what it is, you know? Like, So natural beauty and authenticity can just speak to, you know, just understand that you're amazing, just how you are, and that you're enough, and that you're worth it, and you're worthy of love, and you're good enough. I think with social media and social pressures, and maybe even like maybe you have a situation like mine where you just live in like a conservative state or a conservative town, and you're around people, maybe even religious people. Maybe your family's religious and they just kind of have a predisposition of like what you should look like and what you should be. Just understand that that's their opinion and they have every right to have that opinion, but it's not necessarily an evident truth. But I think this card coming out is more in regards to that, like, you are ready to love again, but just understand you can manifest like your perfect match. Like, you don't need to mold yourself to like what you think men or women want. You don't need to mold yourself to like fit what this or that is. Be you, be yourself. Understand that you're gorgeous inside and out, and also understand that love is coming in your life. And I'm really excited because I really hope this is true. We have Rose Quartz Love Life. New or renewed romantic love is here for you. So I really like that. I really love that energy. Like I said, I love love. So that's super exciting for me. And what better way to manifest and receive love than the holidays? Like, I just think it's perfect. Like fall and like pumpkin spice lattes and leggings and and Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that bullshit. But commercial holidays, you know, but out here being cheeky. So yes, love it. and I want to pull like one more or two more. Any more messages for the collective? Any more messages for the collective? Purification and detoxification, garnet. Also, these are crystals that you guys can work with if you were ever on the market for buying new crystals, or if you wanted to check out like your local crystal shop, or if you're like, I need some crystals. Maybe these crystals coming out in these cards is a sign of where your focus should be as far as like what your next crystal purchase should be. I haven't gotten new crystals in a really long time, and it shows, and it shows. Like, even my pick of cards, I'm like, you know what, these crystals, we're starting to repeat them like over and over again. And the problem is I give them away all the time. Like, if I meet someone I think is cool, I always like pick out a crystal from my stash and I give it to them. So that's the problem, is I'm constantly like giving them out. Okay, and we have Azurite. Deep emotional healing. Your heart is ready to heal from past experiences, and you are willing to devote time and energy toward therapeutic care. Yeah, some of you guys have really been putting in the work, doing the healing. You're ready to love again. You're ready to put yourself out there. I love that. This is great energy. Virgo season is a perfect season to work on yourself and work on healing. Virgo ruling over the Hermit tarot card. The Hermit representing going inward, introspection, trusting your intuition, talking to God, talking to your guides. I always take it even a step further. Hierophant rules over Taurus, but I always connect it to Virgo anyway, because it's paying attention to detail, paying attention to spiritual routine, being consistent with it. Some of you guys might be in the gym or eating healthier or all that great stuff. This is really, really awesome as far as like a collective reading goes. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. If you guys wanted to book for tonight's live, you can. All that information is down below. I have a few spots left, so Mark, I definitely have space for you if you were looking to get a reading. So far I have 3 people on the list. We have Trina, Alexa, and Taylor, and I have 4 spots left for tonight. So if you guys are interested in booking, you can. And yeah. Do I know why everyone is breaking up right now, or why there's relationship problems going on right now? I know it can't be the only one. Well, Mars just entered Gemini, so chaos is afloat. But I do think, I don't know if it's so much about like problems or breakups, rather than just on a collective level. A lot of people are becoming more conscious. There's a lot of different transformations going on a collective level. Individually, a lot of people are spiritually ascending, and sometimes that requires breaking up. Sometimes it requires moving, endings so that there can be new beginnings. As far as like conflict and drama and problems, I don't really know. what to say on that other than Mars entered Gemini and we're in a pre-retrograde Mercury retrograde shadow phase, meaning there's a lot of miscommunications, and the way that we're articulating ourselves might come off as very like sparse and kind of aggressive, and maybe not like very well intentioned. So a lot of like saying what's on your mind and not really thinking it through. I think a lot of that could create some conflict and make that arise. But I do see things settling down. I do feel like Virgo season should be predominantly peaceful. And like I said, Virgo season ruling over the Hermit card talking about introspection, drawing yourself inward, talking to God. Maybe it's necessary for these transformations to happen so that you can focus on yourself and you can focus on your healing so that you can later manifest. And then following Virgo season will be in the sociable Libra season, and that's when, you know, gatherings and parties and things like that come in abundance. So you could, you know, meet new people and meet a new soul tribe or meet a new man or woman or, you know, whatever it is. So I do think everything kind of happens in some sort of divine order, and I do feel like there's always a reason, and we don't always know, obviously, what those reasons are, especially when we're in the thick of it. It's hard to like take a step back and be like, okay, well, why is this happening? So that's all I can really assume. Okay, so I'm going to get into the readings for tonight. I'm going to start with Trina. Mark, I got you on the list. You are number 4. I have 3 spots left for tonight, you guys. 3 spots left. Kayla, I got you as well. I got 2 spots left for tonight. 2 spots left. Okay, so I'm going to start with Trina, but hold on, Trina, let me look at your text that you just sent really quick. Okay, yeah. Damn, I mean, that's honestly, I feel like... I just responded to you. Okay, so... Kayla, I got you. You are number 5. Mark, I got you. You are number 4. And Emma, right now we have 5 people on the list. We got 2 spots left. We are starting on number 1. Okay, Trina, so you got an 18 plus and channeled messages. So after you sent in that question on Saturday, Bradford and I did talk a little that day, not one-on-one or a heart-to-heart or anything, but we didn't ignore each other, and we had like little banters back and forth, kind of how we used to be, but I'm still staying strong and not giving in to him until he mans up and communicates first. But I gotta admit, it was kind of nice to talk again. But anyway, how is he feeling about you now, if anything changed, and what are his next actions, if anything? Okay. How is he feeling about you now, if anything has changed, and what are his next actions, if any? How is Bradford feeling? We have the Hermit. Wow. I kept talking about the card, and then, of course, it's the first card to come out for tonight. How is Bradford feeling for Trina? We have the World. What are his next actions, if any? The Queen of Pentacles. Wow, he always views you in the Queen of Pentacles light, even though I know you're the Queen of Wands. And that's really interesting, because it just speaks to how you really hold your own, like when you guys are talking, and he just really doesn't have like the best read on you, and he just thinks you're very like zen, stable. I mean, you are zen and stable, but like he has no clue, you know. And I feel like he just thinks that you're handling everything so like effortlessly, so well. Okay, we have the Magician in reverse. What are his next actions? Clarify the World. in clarify the world. What are his next actions? Clarifying. What are his next actions? Woes. Yeah, he's all over the place. Okay. What are his next actions? Yeah, like I said, all over the place. Seven of Swords, Three of Swords in reverse, and I'm going to keep it near that Seven of Swords. What are his next actions? Clarify the Four of Swords. What are his next actions? Clarify the Four of Swords. What are his next actions? Clarify the Four of Swords. Okay. Interesting. Bottom of the deck energy, the High Priestess. Okay. Let me zoom out a little. Okay. So I feel like there's a lot of inaction. So let's just first start and talk with like how he's feeling about you right now. He's definitely thinking a lot about you, maybe even more than he typically does, especially since you guys last spoke. And I think he's thinking a lot on this, you know, this whole exchange. Him being with Hunter, you guys being friends, and just how much has happened, how much has gone down, a lot of it in result of Hunter, a lot of it in result of his choices and decisions. And I just feel like he is not really handling everything well. And by handling things, I mean, he's just kind of, he's not like in an introspective period that is spiritual. He's definitely in introspection, but it's more in like a defeated kind of way, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not seeing heavy swords energy. We do have some swords, but it's more of like he just doesn't really know what the next move is, where to go. It's a lot of like treading along and just going along with it and everything, even though he's unhappy. It's kind of like the go along to get along type of energy. Like, okay, well, I guess I'll just like whatever. It's like he doesn't want to make any sudden moves. He doesn't want to make any crazy actions, take any crazy actions with that Magician in reverse. He's not feeling very strong. He's not feeling very powerful mentally, because we have the Magician, which is all about, well, it can be about manifestation, it can be about change, but I always read the Magician about someone who has all the necessary tools available to them, within them, to make opportunities happen and arise. And with that clarifying the Hermit in reverse, I just feel like he is just, like I said, doesn't know whether to break up with her, doesn't know whether to stay with her, doesn't even really want to think about her and the situation. You know, this guy's holding a candle, but he might as well be holding a drink. You know, I feel like he's drinking a lot. I do think he's thinking a lot about you. Emma, I got you. You are number 6. I do think he's thinking a lot about you, about the connection, and kind of, or trying to look at it from like a lens of spirituality. I don't think he's the most spiritual person. We do know that already. But I feel like he's, with the world following, he's kind of like, wow, like things have, a lot has happened, and you know, what is my relationship with Trina, and like, where do I stand with her really? And she's been so cool. One thing is for sure, there's something about the world constantly coming up in your readings with him. And I feel like it's because this connection is very significant to him. Whether he admits it or not verbally, I do feel like it weighs pretty heavy on his mind and on his heart. In that he feels very comfortable with you. You are kind of like a feeling of home to him. I don't think he's ever been able to achieve the intimacy he has had with you, with other people, let alone his current girlfriend. I feel like, and by intimacy, it doesn't necessarily always mean sexual, although I do feel like there is an element of that. But by intimacy, I mean just being vulnerable, just being like really himself, just being like authentic. And I think the world is also coming up in a symbolic way, in that things are coming very full circle. Like, he's having these realizations, he's going through this inner turmoil, he's understanding that, like, it's been you, it should have been you, you've never changed, you've never been the drama that is in his life. You know, he's made the drama, he's made poor decisions, he's made poor choices, and now he's involved with someone who really is full of drama. And it's becoming more obvious to him. I do think that there's also this element of, like, he will always love you, he will always care for you, he'll always feel protective over you. And I think he does miss the sex. Like, if we're, you know, if it's 18 plus reading and we're being honest, like, I definitely think he is reminiscing on the sex, your body, how you feel, how it feels to hug you, because he's not even allowed to really hug you. And again, maybe even your smell. There's something about you that just really, like, makes him feel at home and makes him feel really comfortable. I think he's also kind of thinking maybe you're like seeing other people, or you're like being intimate with other people sexually, and he's wondering, like, who they are, what they're, you know, what you're doing, like, are you seeing other people? Like, there's that huge question in his mind. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Rocco, what are you doing? What's in your mouth? Sorry. Then we have the Queen of Pentacles, and it's like him really viewing you as someone who's been very stable. You've been such a good friend. You've been so easygoing, so lighthearted, so consistent. And we have the Seven of Swords clarifying, which is interesting. Because to me, it's kind of like he's like wondering if it's fake, or if it's like sneaky behavior, if you're just like putting on a front. I don't know if he has a foot fetish, girl, but he's definitely into your feet. But we have the Three of Swords in reverse clarifying the Seven of Swords. So I don't know if this is him viewing you as, like, maybe it's fake, maybe it's sneaky, because he does see that he has hurt you, he has, like, you know, involved you in a third party situation, he has kind of messed with your heart a little bit. So he's wondering if you're just putting on a brave face just to put on a brave face, or if you genuinely are okay and you're genuinely happy without him. So he definitely has those questions arise within him. With the Four of Swords, it's like he doesn't really like having to... What is in your mouth? Don't look at me like that. With the Four of Swords, he really doesn't like having to take space from you, and is really, really undecided about what to do next. This Eight of Pentacles didn't know if it wanted to be in the upright or in the reverse, which are two completely different things. Action, inaction. Action, inaction. So I just put it sideways because I don't fucking know. But Two of Swords, so it's like clarifying the Two of Swords. It just makes a lot of sense. Like, he doesn't know. He can't pick between this or that. He doesn't really have any set action or movement forward, because he just doesn't fucking know, which is why we have the Four of Swords. So I would expect for him to retreat his energy, especially if he's going through place with his current girlfriend, because again, he doesn't know, like, what his next move is. He's actually in a state of introspection right now and thinking, and he hasn't come to decide on any type of movement yet, because again, you know, we could just repeat it over and over again. He doesn't know. So there is an element to that, and yeah, we have fork in the road. See, like, literally, quite literally, he's at some sort of fork in the road, some sort of stagnation. I see between worlds sticking out, you know, and there's a possibility of something fruitful, there's a possibility of something dreadful. Like, this, like, he doesn't know. He's really, really at a crossroads, and that crossroads is putting him at such an indecision that it's creating stagnation. So I would be patient with him in any sort of, like, expectation of action or movement forward, because, like, I don't think he knows what he's doing at the moment. So yeah, deception. We have reconciliation. I feel like he's wearing, you know, deception speaks to, like, wearing a mask. It speaks to not being honest about his feelings, which obviously he can't be. We already know that. He is not allowed to be honest about his feelings because it would cause more chaos. But I definitely think that he still has feelings for you and is really reminiscing on the past and your connection together, but doesn't quite know where to go and how to go about it. I do see there being some sort of reconciliation. I know you just saw each other, but it might be more of like a reconciliation on like a one-on-one kind of front. Okay, so let's do your channeled messages and see what he would say to you. Okay, channeled messages. What would he say to you? Hi Caroline, you can have a reading. I have one spot left for tonight if you were interested in booking. I have one spot left for tonight. I'll maybe consider 2 spots. I gotta look at the list again. But all the information is in the description box below. So hi Jasmine, if you are new, take a look at the drop down description box underneath the live. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Okay, so what would they say to you? We have the High Priestess. We have the Sun. And it's so funny that we have the High Priestess coming out because that was the bottom of the deck energy. And it's just overall like a state of confusion. It's a state of him not knowing what's going on or where to go, but trying to be like spiritual about it. Trying, you know, because he's not naturally like a spiritual guy. You have the Sun. What would he say to you? We have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the 4 of Wands. Clarify the High Priestess. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. 10 of Wands in reverse. The 3 of Wands. And the Knight of Wands. What would he say to you? Would you calm down, Jackson? What would he say to you? The Empress, the 2 of Pentacles, Death. I really don't know where to begin. I don't know how to even read what you're thinking or feeling. You have been coming off as like a huge mystery to me because you just seem, I don't know, maybe it sounds egotistical to say that you seem fine without me. Maybe I shouldn't say something like that. Maybe I shouldn't presume that you wouldn't be fine without me. Of course you're fine without me, but I guess I don't know. I guess I thought maybe you would be hung up, which is such an asshole thing to say, but honestly, I'm really happy that you're happy. Seeing you happy has been a big light in my life. It makes me happy. Seeing you open up, seeing you even try to like be friends with Hunter is really an awesome thing that you're doing. I just want you to know, like, I think about you all the time. I care about you. I hope you're happy. I wish for your happiness. I think we will always be friends. I don't know if you even want to be friends with me. I don't even know if you even want to talk to me. It's again, it's hard to read you. But I am glad that all the bigger drama is in the past and that we can hopefully move forward and just kind of look towards the future. Of course, I'm always going to miss being with you sexually, and I'm not supposed to admit that. I'm not supposed to say that, but like, I think about the sex a lot, and I think about your body and I think about how like perfect you are to me, and I weigh and juggle these different pros and cons, and you know, just stupid stuff really. But I don't know what's going on in my current relationship. I just know that it might have to end, and I don't really know how to end it because I worked so hard to create it, to start it, but I'm feeling like less and less stable. I'm feeling less and less confident in myself the longer I stay in this relationship, in this connection. And I'm constantly thinking about the times that we've shared together. I'm constantly thinking about how you've been nothing but amazing and graceful and just so sweet to me. And I just care so much about you. And how I could do what I've done to someone that I care about is just something that I'm still trying to process. I don't even understand myself sometimes. But hopefully I'll be able to figure it out. And I don't know, by the time I do, you might be with somebody else and I'll have to fight them. But I just want you to know I miss you. I'll always love you. I'll always care for you. And I will always understand you. Even if you like walk away from me for good, even if we go our separate ways. I'll always like want the best for you. I'll always think that you're special. You'll always hold like a special part in my heart. I'll always be attracted to you. Like, you don't have to ever think that you're gonna be forgotten by me. All right, Trina, so that was your channel of messages from your person. I really hope that resonated. Thank you so much, love. I know that you're texting me right now. I know that you're not currently here at the live, but I love you. I appreciate you. I can't wait for you to see this. And yeah. All right, so I'm gonna move on to the next person, which is Alexa. And Alexa, you got a regular deck pool. Let me pull up your question. Okay, so you got a regular deck pool. Let me know what your question is. After Julia, I got you. You are number 7. So I'm going to go over the list so that everyone kind of knows what place they are in line, but feel free to ask me again. So we are on number 2, which is Alexa. Taylor is number 3. Number 4, Mark. Number 5, Kayla. Number 6, Emma. Number 7, Julia. And then I have one more spot left for number 8. So if you guys want to snag that, you can. All the information is down below on how to book. Okay, so how does your person feel after separation? How does your person feel after separation? How does your ass? Wow, I cut the deck and that Temperance is right there. We'll see if it comes out again. Okay, that was horrible. How does your person feel after separation? We have the 2 of Wands in reverse, the 5 of Swords in reverse. How does your person feel? Whoa. After separation. Okay, well, they're definitely feeling the separation. They're definitely feeling the lack of you, the loneliness, the distance. They're feeling cut off. I don't know if you block this person or if it's just, you know, you guys obviously aren't talking. You're in no contact. But they're feeling it. They're feeling that. so funny. My babysitter, like, you know how TikTok, well, whatever, I'll save this story for after. Sorry, Liza. Okay, so the Two of Wands in reverse, the Five of Swords in reverse, Death, King of Swords, how does your person feel after your recent separation? Clarify the Two of Wands in reverse. Clarify the Two of Wands in reverse. Page of Cups. Clarify the Five of Swords in reverse. Clarify the Five of Swords in reverse. The Hangman in reverse. Clarify Death. Clarify Death. We have the Six of Pentacles. And clarify the King of Swords. The Six of Swords. Okay, so they're definitely feeling the distance. Like I said, they're definitely feeling the separation, the lack of you. They're feeling cut off. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you block them or if it's just that you guys aren't talking and it's no contact now, but they're definitely feeling just lack, you know. Like there's a lot of gray in these beginning cards here. Like the sparkle, the color, it's not in their life anymore right now. They're not feeling very optimistic for the future. The Page of Cups is really sweet, honestly. And it can speak to like this person still has love for you. They're not feeling optimistic. Like this is not the kind of person that's like, okay, you guys broke up or you're in separation, they're like gonna go off and like party and try to fuck a bunch of hoes. That's not the energy here at all, like whatsoever. This person is really mourning the connection. They're really feeling loss. They're not really that optimistic for the future. They're having a tough time looking forward to anything. I think they're doing better than they were initially because we have that Five of Swords in reverse, we have the Hangman in reverse. Like I think that they're really surrendering now to the fact that this is a loss, and I think they're trying to kind of gather their thoughts, gather themselves with the King of Swords coming out. But speaking to this Page of Cups, I just think this person has a lot of love for you, and they've kind of gotten it in their head that they're always going to love you. They're always going to care about you. And if it never reached the level of like deep love, I definitely am sensing it's just like this person will always like remember you, care for you. But I do feel like there's love here. With the Five of Swords in reverse and then the Hangman in reverse clarifying, I do feel like at maybe right when you separated, it was a Five of Swords moment. It was a Hangman moment. It was very difficult for them to deal with, to process, even if they came off stoic, because the King of Swords is stoic. He is someone who doesn't like reveal his emotions, especially on his face. He has the best poker face. He's someone that is really good at acting like everything is fucking fine. Meanwhile, inside his brain, his thoughts are going like 1,000,000 miles per hour. And he's not doing so well. So I wouldn't doubt that this person has come off like everything is totally fine, or maybe just come off in like a silence and it seems like, whatever to them, but it's really not whatever to them. Especially when this initially happened, I think at this point in time now, they're kind of looking at this as like, okay, I need to take a step back. I need to surrender. I think what's so interesting is, with death, because death doesn't always represent an ending, although because of the context of the question, it is them feeling this ending. But with the Page of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, I do think that the only way for this person to cope with this grief is to try to convince themselves that there could be like reconciliation, that there could be you guys getting back together. And I'm not saying that this person uses those vocabulary terms, this very specific rhetoric that we pass around in this tarot community. And I'm not saying that they're like, hopefully I can manifest reconciliation. Like, I'm not saying that they think like that, but I am saying that they are hopeful that maybe you guys can repair whatever went down, or maybe you can talk again. They would like to give this a second chance, maybe do better. I don't know if this person was at fault with the Six of Swords, and that's why things ended, the connection ended, or why you separated, or if they were stringing you along, or, you know, whatever happened. They are kind of now looking at it and from a different perspective and analyzing their actions, and if there was ever to be a second chance, they would try to do things differently, is sort of an energy I'm seeing. And then with the Six of Swords, clarifying the King of Swords, you know, I do see like this person has moved away. There is distance now. There is space and time and silence in between you and them. Maybe they see you as the person that ran away from them. But it could be that this is sort of a runner-chaser dynamic, and it just came to an end now. So it's like, who does what? And maybe you finally like retreated your energy, and now that's why they're kind of kickstarting into this, like, okay, well, maybe I can give to them. Maybe things will turn out okay. I honestly think that's just a coping mechanism. I don't really know how realistic that is as like a future variant. I think this is just more mental in their mind, trying to look at you and look at the situation from a more positive lens, because it's really not positive, and they really are feeling the effects of the separation. So let's look at the oracle. How does your person feel after the recent separation? How does your person feel after the recent separation? We have milk and honey and exchanging gifts. Really interesting oracles to come out with this one. How does your person feel after this recent separation? Okay, we have separation and let go of control issues. So I do feel like they're trying to let go of, like with surrendering and the Hangman, they're trying to let go of their control over the situation, over the connection. Milk and honey is interesting to come out because it's a very positive card. So it's like, okay, why? Like, are they really in this energy of milk and honey where they're like, I'm fine, like, I don't need you? It doesn't seem really like that. It could be this Page of Cups, in that they'll always be grateful for you. They'll always be grateful for this connection, and maybe they're thinking back on the sweet moments that you guys had together, and they're thinking back on like the love that you shared, and hoping with the Six of Pentacles and exchanging gifts, that you guys could somehow repair and reconcile, no matter how unrealistic that seems. So the relationship message for exchanging gifts is: love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it's reciprocated. You must give and receive in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled with love. So I just feel like the energy is they're just like filled with love when they think of you, and they're trying to just look at this connection from a standpoint of love, and they're trying to have that kind of remembrance, and they're trying not to fully feel defeated, even though they do. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Alexa. I really hope that resonated. Thank you so much for joining me and the live, and I hope to see you again soon. I'm going to move on to the next person. which is Taylor. I have one spot left for tonight, you guys, if you wanted to snag that spot. One spot left for tonight. Okay, so Taylor, you got a 4-card spread. Let me know what your question is. My Miss Libra rising. After Taylor, we have Mark. After Mark, we have Kayla. After Kayla, we have Emma. And after Emma, we have Julia. And we have one little lucky spot left for tonight, number 8, if you guys were interested. Okay, awesome. I got it. All right, so last night, do you want me to read it out loud? Can I read it out loud, or should I just read it to myself? Oh, okay. I won't read it out loud. Interesting. Okay, so was it actually Anne that came into your dream last night, or was it just... Okay, so 4-card spread. Ah! And Spirit's gonna try to give us like a million cards. Alright, let's work with one card at a time, Spirit, please. So we have the Lovers, the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. One card at a time, Spirit. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. And the Hermit. Ooh, juicy. Okay. So no, it was not all in your head. In fact, you still share, because the Lover speaks about a very spiritual bond with someone. It speaks just about a connection that's really significant, a connection that honestly, I mean, it's unmatchable. Like, it has a bond like no other. The Lovers is representative of a connection that is a full force. It's your best friend, it's a soulmate, probably, it's someone you share a telepathic bond with, spiritual bond. It was a lover. Whether this is in the past or not, you know, that connection will always remain the same spiritually. So let's say you're like over this person, you're done with them, it's in the past, blah blah, but in the Akashic record of the universe, you know, the universe doesn't work on our timetable. So what's in the past to us and what's past dust and whatever, we're on to the next, isn't necessarily how things are like laid out for the universe, if that makes any fucking sense. But I just feel like the Lovers to start with this kind of question is basically saying like, no, this was a message for you and it was very specific and it was not in your head. In fact, with the Queen of Swords in reverse, I'm gonna go back to those 2 pentacles. Trust yourself more, trust your intuition more, because you are the Queen of Swords, and you are very sharp, and you do have really incredible intuition and intuitive gifts. But I feel like when it comes to this person, you can be a little blocked off. And maybe when you were actually with this person, you felt maybe like your intuition was blocked. It was hard to like read them, or hard to really know what was actually going on with them. Because that's kind of what happens with love. We just become really blind, especially even if we're the best of the best, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like you just naturally you just naturally went back to this default setting of like, oh, I don't know, I think it's in my head. I don't know if this person like gaslit you or there was some level or degree of manipulation and that's what made you doubt yourself a lot when it came to this person and think things were in your head, but I feel like, but they're not. I guess is my point. They're not. With the Two of Pentacles in reverse, this is interesting. I feel like this represents the dream message. We have the Hermit as well. There is a message there for you, and it talks about, it could even allude to healing or a certain part of yourself that still needs to heal. It could also talk to healing that results in maybe a trauma, or maybe something, a codependency, or maybe even just something that you closed yourself off to. So let's say there was something you did with this person. Let's say there's something you did with this person sexually, and you haven't really been able to do that with anybody else. It's because that kind of broke you in some sort of way, or it made you feel like, I don't know what the word is. I feel like right now I'm searching for vocabulary in my head and I'm just like super foggy. But if I'm making sense, it's like there was a part of yourself or an intimate part of yourself that had never really been vulnerable like that again. And maybe you thought nothing of it. Maybe it was just like, oh, I haven't seen anyone since, or I haven't really been with someone worth any of that since. But really there's something deeper to it, and I think that's why this dream happened. Is like the message is calling you in to really like take a hold of that particular thing and to try to resolve it, to try to heal it, to try to understand it at a deeper, more core level, because that thing that maybe you push to the back of your mind, push to your subconscious coming out and projecting it into your dreamscape, is actually quite important. And that thing could also be creating blockages in your current love life. So it came out as like this very full circle thing, on one level, because you will always have a spiritual tie and a spiritual connection to this person. But the reason why we have spiritual connections to anybody is not necessarily just to like have a spiritual connection to them. It's usually to learn a fucking lesson. And it's usually karmic, and it's usually messy, and it's not always pleasant. And there's some sort of whatever, I guess there's a contract we signed and we're supposed to like help each other through these lessons, and sometimes it's a bunch of bullshit, you know? But so we always like in this community romanticize spiritual connections, but it's not always like a walk in the park and rainbows and daisies. A spiritual connection just means that you have this like literal tie to this person because you have to heal something, or you have to learn something, or you have to resolve something. So you have a spiritual connection with this person, but that's not to say like, oh, you guys are going to be together again, or you're so romantic. It's not even about that. It's about like there's still something with the Hermit that has to be learned, or the lesson will keep repeating itself, or it will create a blockage even further in your future love life, and etc., like that kind of thing. So let me pull your oracle. And then even further with that Queen of Swords in reverse, it's like your intuition is blocked when it comes to this person, or you don't trust yourself as much when it comes to this person. So even more of a muscle to train, right? Even more of a muscle to flex. When someone becomes a blind spot for you, that's when you're supposed to really train that even more, that sense. Never let your intuition become dull, especially when it comes in relation to someone, because like I said, it will repeat itself. I think because it was significant, I think because you noticed it, you remembered it. I don't know if you remember all your dreams, or if it's only sometimes you remember dreams, but I think maybe he was projected in it because it got your attention. And it got your attention, and it was supposed to get you thinking, and it was maybe even supposed to further get you to do a tarot card reading, and so even further have me pull out the spread, and even further me tell you about some sort of unresolved healing that needs to be focused on. And you know, there's projections on projections on projections, and dreams are really just sort of a landscape of our subconscious, they're not very literal. So even if you like had a dream about a cat and that cat purred, it might have little to do with the cat and little to do with their purr, if that makes sense. Okay, one oracle. So regeneration. So you could be in the middle of a transformation, or this could signify a transformation that needs to happen within yourself, within love, or with intimacy in general, and it just kind of shows, it sheds light on where to focus. So I think that's kind of why this all played out the way that it did, but I think ultimately it's going to be for your highest good, and it could even be your higher self pushing you to focus in on this. All right, so I hope that resonated. Thank you so much for joining the live, Taylor. I love you, I appreciate you, and definitely keep me updated if you get any more crazy dreams like that. I'll try my best to interpret them for you. So I'm going to move on to the next person, which is Mark. Really? Stop, Jackson. All right, Mark, you are next. What are you working at? Like, seriously? All right, sorry about that. See, nothing's there, Jackson. Nothing's there, baby. Okay. So, Mark, you are next. Let me pull up your question. My dog is like very on point when it comes to sounds. And sometimes I'm like, okay, is he hearing something I'm not hearing? And it freaks me out because like right now, you know, alone in the house. But then I'm like, okay, he's not hearing anything. Like he's just like making a mistake. And honestly, I used to be so convinced that he was hearing like other dimensional beings, or there'd be like, I don't know, like spirit in the room or spirits in the room. Because sometimes he would just like stare at it or look at things, and I'm like, what are you looking at? That's creepy. Okay. So Mark, you got a regular deck pool, and you want to know, do I have someone stalking your social media, and if so, who and their intentions? Do you have someone stalking your social media, and if so, who and their intentions? We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Four of Wands, the Seven of Wands in reverse, we have the Fool. Do you have someone stalking your social media? If so, who? And what are their intentions? We have the Eight of Wands, clarifying the Ace of Swords, Do you have someone stalking your social media? If so, who? What are their intentions? Do you have someone stalking your social media? Ace of Wands. Where's our Fool in reverse? It's okay. You're doing good. You're doing good boy. Okay. You do have someone stalking your social media. I feel like it's multiple people. Okay. I feel like, okay, I wanted to know if it was like in the realm of love. I don't think it is. We can kind of cancel that one out. I mean, not in general. I mean, I'm sure like potential lovers will stalk your social media, but it's not in this spread, and it's not like what we're talking about here. I think like the first thing I'm hearing is family, and then the second thing I'm hearing is like friends or like a friend from high school, or like someone who like wants to reach out or reconnect with you and is just kind of seeing what you're doing now, like what your interests are, what's going on, but really thinking about reaching out and connecting with you, but maybe even feeling kind of inferior to your success. Whoever is stalking your social media is viewing you as looking pretty successful, pretty well off, at least looking like you are on the right path, or you've carved out a really cool place for yourself in the world, and that's always like really fascinating to them. I feel like I'm getting two energies. Like I'm getting like an old friend, but I'm also getting like someone from your family. And someone from your family is like celebrating you. Like they're stalking your social media because they're just kind of like in celebration of you. Like they think you're so cool, so grown up, so awesome. This could be someone that like watched you grow up, and they think you're so successful, or you're headed towards success, and they love to see your passions, and they love to see what you're doing play out. One of the questions I was kind of asking the deck as I was pulling the energy was if there was any evil eyes on you, and I don't think so. I don't think anyone that stalks your social media wishes bad on you or has bad intentions. So I'm not seeing that at all. I'm actually just seeing that like the only person that doesn't, I wouldn't say they have bad intentions, but it's not even the most positive, is the older friend or a friend from the past. Just simply because I guess they feel not as confident when looking at your social media. Maybe they think that you are like super muscular, or they think you're super successful, or you're all of the above, or all these great things, and they're just kind of like, damn, like I really want to reach out. We used to be friends, or we used to talk, but I don't want them to look at my stuff because I'm kind of lame. Nothing's really happened with me. Like they're just kind of feeling like a little overwhelmed in that area. But with the Fool in the reverse and the World in reverse, I really feel like this is definitely someone from the past. And then I also feel like for you, it's also someone that maybe even is a part of your family or from your family, someone that is just kind of cheering you on and like excited to see your growth and excited to see like all your creative endeavors and creative projects play out. Who is stalking social media? We have yin and all that glitters. Okay. So yin can talk about receiving, being on the receiving end. So maybe these people or this person is viewing you as someone who's been really blessed, or who's received a lot of blessings just in general, or you're on the receiving end, you have a really good life, or everything looks really good. Again, all that glitters isn't always gold, and social media is social media, so maybe you only post your highlights as like 99.9% of people do, but they're somehow comparing themselves to you and feeling kind of like inferior to you. Again, I don't think they take that energy and then turn it into like an evil eye or turn it into like bad intention. I think that they're genuinely happy for you, but I just think that they are hesitant to reach out to you. Like they do want to reconnect and reminisce on the good old times, but I think they're just kind of like a little insecure, and that's kind of what I'm seeing for you. Yeah. I want to pull one more oracle and see, because I have it out. I just want to see what kind of keywords come out with this one. Yeah, a lot of growth seems to, and movement, like movement forward, success. Yeah, I'm glad I pulled from this one. It's just like you look very successful. You look like you've grown a lot, maybe even physically, like quite literally, like you're taller, you're bigger, all that stuff. So I feel like the family member is looking at you in that way, and I feel like the friend is as well, but just like positive movement forward. So yeah, this is really positive. But I think that's who is stalking your social media, like primarily two different energies is what I'm getting. All right, Mark, so I really hope that resonated. Thank you so much for joining the live. Once again, I love you, I appreciate you, and I am going to move on to the next person. Okay, so the next person is Kayla. Okay, so Kayla, you got a 4-card spread, and you want to know, what does Stacks think of you, and should you walk away? What does Stacks think of you? Should you walk away? Okay, so 4-card spread. We have the Ace of Pentacles to start. No, don't fall on the floor. What does Stacks think of Kayla, and should she walk away? We have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the 4 of Pentacles in reverse. And we have the Moon. Bottom of the deck energy, 4 of Swords. Okay. So I'm not getting too much energy on what they think about you. It seems like the 4 cards that we have pulled more on should you walk away or not, because these are movement cards, or they can talk about an action or an inaction. So I guess what you are really wondering is like, is this person stringing you along? Are you wasting your time? Are they ever going to commit to you? Is this ever going to lead to some sort of connection, some sort of commitment, some sort of relationship? And the answer is no. I think with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, this person is not looking for a relationship, and I don't think it's like with you. I don't think it's personal. In fact, like we could go all day. I'm sure if I got more extensive reading for you, we could really like psychoanalyze this person. But with the Ace of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, it just really speaks to how unstable this person is. I don't think that they have like clear set like intentions to stabilize a foundation, build something consistently, and work towards a commitment and loyalty. In fact, I think a lot of that is out of this person's range as far as like, what am I even trying to say? What I'm trying to say is, so I recorded a video today. I'm not finished with it, but in one of the piles, the person energy that I was reading for was like so much about the process. They were like such a like relationship kind of person, but the way that their mind worked was like it's all a process, and they have to build a foundation and lay it out and take their time and blah blah blah. And this person's like the opposite of that, I guess. Is like they don't think like that. This person is very confusing. They don't open up to you. They don't open up to much. I feel like they're very rough around the edges. They could even be described as stoic, but I don't even think it's stoicism. I think it's just literally them being confused and not knowing what they want in life and not knowing what they want in a relationship. So I don't know like what they're thinking about you because their intentions aren't very clear. But what is very clear is that they're not wanting a relationship, because a relationship would require, like I said, it would require work. It would require a foundation. It would require consistency. It would require some sort of offer. And none of those things this person has. With the Four of Pentacles in reverse, it would also require opening up, and it would require like a level of intimacy and vulnerability that I don't think this person knows how to have or to achieve. I actually feel like this person does really wear, I want to pull from the Romance Angels Oracle, I really feel like this person mostly wears a mask. So I'm sure it's difficult to know what they're thinking and feeling. I'm sure that they have you kind of maybe frolicking on different picker cards, trying to figure out what's on their mind, because I don't think that they make it very clear. In fact, the moon talks about like a lack of clarity. It talks about things being very muddled and frustrating and just foggy. But the moon also speaks to your intuition, and it speaks to like trusting your intuition. So if you're getting like intuitive hints that something's not right, or if this person feels sneaky, I would trust yourself on that. I don't see anything like, obviously we just have 4 cards. I don't see anything about like being sneaky, but I do see that they're just not like an open book, and they like don't intend on being an open book. And it could have a lot to do. It could speak, because we have so much pentacle energy, it could speak to them just not being in a stable position within their life. I just feel like they're just not like in a stable place, you know. They might just not have a lot of time and energy to devote to a relationship or a connection, or they might not know what they're doing for a job, let alone like tomorrow. So, you know, it's hard for them to imagine a future where there is something to like expect. So we have forgiving and learning coming out. Yeah, I feel like I don't think you have to like forgive this person, or this could just be energy to like release yourself, like forgive yourself for maybe falling for this person or dabbling into their energy and it not necessarily being a win. I'm never going to tell anyone what they should do. I'm just going to lay out the cards. So as far as like, should you move on, that's going to always be up to your own discretion. But I think as far as just future energy and future variance, I don't really see you getting a lot out of this person. So the forgiving and learning card to me speaks to like forgiving yourself, you know, for like however you feel about the situation, wasting your time or feeling like an idiot. Like, don't feel like that, because this is a part of life and this is a part of lessons, and we live and we learn, and it, you know, it is what it is. In fact, maybe at the end of the day, this is to help you with your own intuition and to help you trust yourself more. So if you kind of felt like a red flag in the beginning and you ignored it and then it came out again, it just kind of speaks to like, don't do that. You're more intuitive than you realize. We have fork in the road. So yeah, I just feel like this person is stagnated within their own life. So it's hard for them, like I said, to like look at any other thing, especially when it comes to like a future, or if it comes to some sort of stability or consistency within a connection. They don't even know what they're doing later today, let alone like tomorrow. It's this kind of person that like lives in the very moment you know, like for me, I'm like a list on list kind of person. I know what I'm doing tomorrow, I know what workout I'm doing, I know what I'm eating, like I got all that planned out. This person is not like that at all. So take it how it resonates, but I hope it did. I really appreciate you for joining the live. I love you. I hope your situation improves, and I hope to see you again and hear from you and get maybe an update as well. I'm going to move on to the next person, which is Emma. You're so welcome, love. Emily. Sorry, I don't know, I was saying Emma. Okay, Emily. Let me fix that. Okay, so you got a regular deck pull and channeled messages, Emily. So you want to know how your coworker and boss feels about you. He's a Scorpio and you're a Cancer. Ooh, juicy. He has this tendency to always be in your area no matter where you're working, and conversations didn't always flow long because I usually cut them short. I do this with everybody, but for some reason I feel like he's interested. I truthfully have no reason to, besides him appearing like he always wanted to be seen or be around me. He does have a position to where he can't approach me or make things obvious around anyone. This relationship would be forbidden. Am I just being delusional? So what does your coworker slash boss feel about you? What does your coworker slash boss feel about you? Regular deck pull and channeled messages. What does your coworker slash boss feel about you? We have the Two of Wands. We have the Eight of Cups. What does your coworker slash boss feel about you? We have the Eight of Swords. They feel like you are not interested in them whatsoever. You do not have time for them or their games or their bullshit. That is so funny. They're just acting like a whole ass clown and you're like, I don't have time for this. Okay. Clarify the Two of Wands for me. Clarify the Two of Wands for me. They're like, look it, I have something for you. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I'm sure they come up with some stupid ass excuse to talk to you. I definitely get that energy with the Page of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. Like, look at this, or hi, hello. Like, that's so fucking funny and cute. Okay. Clarify the Eight of Cups. Okay. The Page of Wands. Clarify the Eight of Swords. Two of Swords. And clarify the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Swords. Girl, when I tell you you are icy, like... You know what's funny though, is they're a Scorpio and it's like even funner for them when you're not interested, like at all. And here's the thing, they kind of see through it, like they see through it a little bit. They know that you're like a very like maternal, warm, sensitive woman, but they know you're coming off icy. I would not doubt if this person has a bunch of fire placements in their chart because they really do love a chase. Like they love to chase. Like they know up front, like you are not into it, you are not receptive, you're not receiving well, but they're just like, I don't know if they like the attention or like what their fucking problem is, or maybe they just need a lot of attention in life. Like it's like they know up front you're not interested, or at least that's how they're viewing you, that's how they feel, but they still want to shoot their shot. It's such an energy of like, oh well, I'm gonna shoot my shot anyway. They're hoping like one of these days you'll just like be like, all right, whatever. Like you'll just give in to them. But it's so ridiculous. Like it, you know what, there's a fucking book called Why Men Love Bitches. It's such a good book. Like, I don't, it's so funny too, because my ex's mom gave it to me. Like, she saw I was a huge bitch to him, which, like, I mean, he wasn't the one, but, like, she was like, listen, read this book. But no, I feel like it's hilarious because, you know, they kind of know it's impossible. Like, it's kind of a reach. But with the Two of Wands, like, they still try. And with the Page of Pentacles, like, I think this person would honestly, like, no, it's not in your head, by the way. I think they legit would want to, like, take things to the next level, but they wouldn't know how to do that. That's why I said I don't know if this person just likes the attention, because it's like you're kind of explaining this is a forbidden love. Like in the position that he's in and in the position you're in within your job, like it cannot happen. But it's like I still think they would try to make it happen. Like if you, like they would love to get drinks with you. Page of Pentacles is like a small offer. It's like a small pathway. They would love to just like get your number. You know, this person would like to take a step forward in the right direction, even though they know your back is facing them. They know you're not interested. But it's funny because the more disinterested you are, the sassier you are, the more this person is looking in your direction. Like she's walking away and he's like looking back at it. He's like, wait, what? Like he's just like about to like hurt his neck. So it's funny because it's like it's like the more you say no, the more curious he is. That's what the Page of Wands to me has always been, is like curiosity. The Page of Wands to a lot of readers is also like a big ass boner. So I would not doubt that this person is like very obviously sexually attracted to you. Otherwise, why try? Why shoot your shot? Although I do think they have a complex to them behaviorally where they do like attention, and maybe their mom didn't give them enough attention or something as a kid. But they also feel kind of weird and conflicted about it because like this is interesting. I think I just tapped into something because we have the Queen of Cups, which is very like mother energy, maternal. So maybe their mom really didn't give them like fucking attention, and now they really like love to chase, and they really like love like a woman who doesn't give them attention, that they can chase, that has a maternal energy to them. Wow. Boom, bam. Now I gotta raise my son really well. So yeah, I feel like this person just kind of has like some inner child wounds, and they're actually being projected here. But yeah, they definitely are into you. They definitely are trying to shoot their shot in whatever way they can. I do think even though it's a forbidden love, they would try to take it somewhere. They would try to like get dinner with you, drinks with you, like hang out with you. They definitely want to fuck you. You know, and then do what you will with it. But it's funny because I feel like the more that you are icy, the more they want you. So let's see what your oracle says. I also think though, part of it though is they like, I don't think they would be still chasing you if they thought you were just fully icy. You know what I'm saying? Like they know that there's more to you. They know that you're very sweet and kind and deep and like maternal. Like if you're just a bitch and you're just a bitch, I don't think they would like be into you. But they know you're not. That's the thing. You're being a bitch to them. They think it's hilarious, but they know that you're actually like a very sweet and sensitive person. We have it safe for you to love. So, and we have heart-to-heart conversations. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if you were to all of a sudden receive what they're shooting at you, then they would. I think you guys could have like a really good conversation, like honestly, because you're like, I don't really talk back to them. I don't really talk to them. Like they talk and like run their mouth, but I just ignore them. But I honestly feel like you guys would be compatible, and you would have some good conversations. Oh. Co-create now. So the boss and the employee, the leopard and the owl. Oh. Okay. So co-create. Interesting. The oracle message and the relationship message for this card basically says to keep an open heart and an open mind, because you will be very happy that you did. So let's do your channel messages. What would this person say to you? What would this person say to you? Well, that is juicy. What would this person say to you? Oh. We have the Empress. What will this person say to you? Ah! We have the Hermit in reverse. Well, they wouldn't, which is why we're doing these channel messages. So, okay, so there is a level of discipline to this person. Like, they do understand their position. Because we do have the Hierophant. And they know that in certain situations they do have to keep a close lip. And so there is a level of professionality to this person. All right. I was starting to be like, okay, is this person a boss or not? We have Temperance. Damn. We have the Star. Damn. We have Sun. Okay. I don't know if this person's straight up idolizing you, or you're just their like complete physical ideal, and so they're like, you know, attaching like a fantasy and a personality to you without even really knowing you, but like, goddamn, like they think very fucking highly of you. We have the Son of Wands. What does this person say to you? What does this person say to you? Damn, the Lovers. Holy shit. So much major arcana for a connection that has like really not developed fully. Okay. Hi, Lyran Kitten. I have one spot left, so feel free to snag it before I log off. I have one spot left. Okay, so what would this person say to you? I'm very attracted to you, and I shouldn't be, and I can't really say that out loud, but I am, and I don't know. I feel like I think about you a lot more than I should, and I am a little more excited to go to work than I should be. I'm trying to like be low key. I'm trying to be patient about it, but I definitely see something in you. I'm not really sure what it is, what I'm picking up on. I mean, aside from like my initial attraction to you, I definitely feel like you're unlike anyone I've ever met before. You're special. You're unique, and there's something very pure about you. There's something very innocent and pure. I mean, and happy. I don't know how to explain it, and I feel like a sense of competition. I feel like I have to really chase you. I feel like I have to really work to try to get to know you. I think we have good conversations. Like, I think we're compatible. I'd love to like converse with you more, and I'd love to like, you know, maybe take you out and like hang out and stuff, but I'm also kind of afraid of what that might lead to, because again, I do have to maintain some sort of professionality here, and I know that we work together, and like I'd have to be strong in my effort to, you know, not take it all the way, but I can't help but be curious, and I can't help but also say fuck it, you know. But that's just me. Like, I you remind me of someone from my past, and I don't know, in a non-creepy way, I guess, but I'm really attracted to you, and I also think you're super cool. I think you have a cool energy to you, a cool style, and I could definitely see us, you know, going somewhere with that. Now, is that even possible? I don't really know. I feel like if that was a thing, we'd cross that bridge when we got to it, when we came to it. But in the meantime, I just end up thinking about you a lot more than I should. And like, I'm always in your work area trying to talk to you and shit, and I probably just look like a clown. But I am trying to just like also guide you and teach you, because I do feel like you have a lot of potential, and I feel like you could really be in my position in a couple of years as well if you were really focused. So I do see a great deal of even myself in you, and I think that's also why I think you're really special. But you know, again, I don't know where I would really be able to go with this. But wonder if you notice me, and I hope that you do. I hope that we can talk one of these days and maybe get to know each other on a level outside of work. Build something from that. All right, so that is what I have for you. That was your channeled messages from your person. I really hope that resonated. Emily, thank you so much for joining the live. Thank you so much for booking a reading with me. I appreciate you, and I hope to see you again soon, maybe with like a little update on your situation, and maybe you should consider it like a drink. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to the next person, which is Julia. I have one spot left for tonight after Julia, and that is it, you guys. So one spot left. If you guys want to snag that, you can. All right, Julia, so you got an 18 plus. Let me know what your question is, love. Yeah, absolutely, Mark. If you want to claim it, I'll put you on the list, and then the list is going to be closed, you guys. Julia, you got an 18 plus. Let me know what your question is. Okay, Julia. So you got an 18 plus, and Liren, I can get you on the list if you want, and then I'm done after that. So I'll get you Mark, and I'll get you Liren if you were still interested. Okay, so I just did yours. Okay, so Julia, had a false start with a new person in your life and was wondering if there's anything to come from this situation, from this connection. Had a false start with a new person in your life and was wondering if there's anything to come from this connection. Ooh, what'd you make for dinner? We have the Knight of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, Mark, I got you. We have Judgment. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Is there anything to come from this connection? I mean, so far, we have the Ten of Pentacles. Why is the Tower coming through? Whoa. Clarify Judgment for me. And clarify the Eight of Pentacles. There's a Tower again. I mean, okay. Eight of Swords, and then the Tower. Interesting. All right, Shaylyn, I got you. You will be number 9. Mark your number 8. Right now we're on number 7. Okay, so is there anything to come from this connection? So explain a little bit. Like, you had a false start with a new person in your life, and you're wondering if there's anything to come from this connection. What do you mean by a false start? Is this the person that you had a false start with that you're wondering about this connection? Because there's a couple ways I can read this. I feel like first and foremost, this could have been a friends with benefit situation, or it could have just started off very sexually. And it's not to say that there isn't like legitimacy to it. It's not to say that there isn't feelings. I think there's just a very strong sexual connection. Like, I feel like this person's very sexually attracted to you. So they could have come off as sort of like a fuckboy, honestly. But I do think that they have legitimate feelings for you, and I do think they legitimately want a relationship or some sort of like to make some sort of offer or move towards a relationship. So if you guys haven't been on like a proper date, they want to take you out on a proper date. I feel like this person lacks confidence. There's something about insecurity coming through. We have the Strength in reverse. So I don't know if this person is like jealous type or like a possessive type, because we have that Tower and we have this crazy guy about to axe the fuck out of this other guy. And then the Devil is lingering here with the Eight of Swords. Okay, got it. Okay, so you guys went out. You were talking for a little, then you went out, and it was great. He's traveling for a month now. Okay. So, honestly, everything's still really great. How they're viewing you is they're very sexually attracted to you. They feel very passionate about you. They really have. It's interesting we have the Ten of Cups already, but it's like, I guess they think you're super ideal to them, like your wifey material, your baby mama material. They're viewing you in such a high light that they're like having all these really deep fantasies and emotions towards you. The Ten of Cups speaks to love. I don't think that they're there yet, but I do think that they know that there could be that in here. And I think they're just insecure about their position. Because I think they do want to take you out on a proper date. I think they do like think of you in terms of like, I want to, be in a relationship with this girl sometime. Like, obviously we have to do all the proper steps and we can't just like rush into things, but like they do think of you in terms of like, yeah, that'd be nice. But I think they're insecure about like their position, and it could have a lot to do, it could be self-esteem related. It could be that they don't feel like good enough for you. They don't feel, I don't know, manly enough. Maybe they feel like, maybe you guys had sex and they didn't last very long, and maybe it kind of shot down their ego, or because they put you in such a high light, and even higher light in their fantasies, and the distance creates more fantasies because they're thinking about you, in their head a lot. They are really hard on themselves in return, and so they're like, I don't know, like, can I even pull this off? Can I even date a girl like her? Do I even deserve a girl like her? What if she like finds someone else? And now that there's distance, which is now why this is making sense, in between you, because this person's been traveling, they're like worried you're gonna find someone else, or you're gonna like, be unavailable by the time they come back with judgment. They're like, oh shit, like, is there still like something here for us? Like, I've been, gone, and I've been detached, and will I be able to come back and will she receive me well? We have the Queen of Swords. Or am I going to come back and is it going to be like very placid and that like, you know, she's icy or she doesn't want to talk to me and I'm like trying to take her out, but she's like, nah. We have the Eight of Pentacles and it's like he's handing her a rose and she's kind of looking away. So maybe they're just nervous about how you'll receive them when they come back. And then with the Eight of Pentacles, I do think they have the intention of, like I said, taking you on a date, putting in more work into the connection. So if their communication has been sparse or sporadic, they definitely want to put in more focus. But there is like a level of nervousness with the Eight of Swords. Like this person has been thinking a lot about it. The Tower. I guess they're afraid that you deserve better, or you're going to find someone else, or you're currently seeing someone else because, you know, things are still very casual between you two. And these kind of more like toxic thoughts are lingering in their mind. We have the Devil lingering in the back of this Eight of Swords card. So they're very trapped in like their own anxiety, mainly because they care so much, you know, because they do want to like see you and like I don't know, get to know you more. I don't give your relationship a chance. Separation. I don't see I don't see that. I don't see them seeing their ex. In fact, this might explain the Strength card and the Tower moment. Their ex left them really insecure. So their ex might have talked down to them or whatever the fuck it is, but they're bringing that baggage into this connection because they're kind of like, they're just double thinking everything, you know, if that makes sense, you know, like just when they thought everything was cool and they were super confident, they're like now like double checking themselves because they're like, oh shit, but like I remember my ex said this about me. They're just a little like, they have some residual hurt, and that might be the energy that you're picking up on, and they're trying to play this really cool. We have by the book even as well, so they're trying to like go about this in a very like old-fashioned conservative kind of way, and it might be coming off as slow and it might be coming off as sparse, but in their head they're like trying really hard to play it cool, because if they lay it all out on the table, you're not gonna be interested in them necessarily. So it's a huge energy of just like they're almost playing it too cool to the point where it's a little like confusing what their intention is. But I can tell you for sure their intention is to put more focus and put more work and put more consistency into this connection, because they're really vibing with you, they're really feeling you, and they really want some sort of future with you for sure. All right, Julia, so I really hope that resonated. Thank you so much for joining the live. I appreciate you so much, and definitely keep me updated about your situation. I'm going to move on to the next person, which is Mark. Ooh, I didn't get anything from you, Mark. Yeah, I'm refreshing it. It would be PayPal, correct? Because I have your last question. Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, I've refreshed it. I would show the camera, but then I'd show everyone else's, and I feel like that's like an invasion of privacy somehow. But maybe like we'll give it a minute or so. I'll come back to you because I'm gonna do Shaylyn, and then she got a 4-card spread, and then I'll come right back to you, and maybe it will have refreshed. That's so interesting. I have Shaylyn, Emily, and then I have you with your last question. Okay, so Shaylyn, you got a 4-card spread. So is Josh a deceitful pig? He broke your heart so bad in your healing. He texted you yesterday after 10 weeks of no contact. You don't want to let him go, but he broke your heart so badly. You're wondering if he's just toxic as fuck and you need to cut your losses. You don't want to open your heart up if he's bad news. Okay, so you're just wondering, is he toxic and do you need to cut your losses? You don't want to open your heart up again if he's bad news because obviously you don't want to get your heart broken. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands. We have the 6 of Cups. So I'm never going to tell you, okay, I got it, Mark. I'm never going to tell you, you know, what you should and shouldn't do. Like, you should cut your losses. You should move on. Like, I'll never do that. I'll just lay out, like, the information I'm getting, and then you can take it however it resonates for you. Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands, we have the 6 of Cups, and then we have Death and the 6 of Swords. So I definitely see the separation. I see the distance between you. There's an element of nostalgia. I feel like he came back and texted you after 10 weeks of no contact because he like missed you and was reminiscing on the good times that you guys had together. And in that, it is very toxic on the surface, but like deeper within it, I don't think he had bad intentions. I think he's just the kind of person that's very fleeting. His energy is fleeting, so he just doesn't realize the impact of his own actions. So what was 10 weeks to you of like aggravating no contact was not necessarily like 10 weeks to him, if that makes sense. Like it was like he didn't even realize like 10 weeks had passed, which is kind of ridiculous. But like unfortunately, because I wish it was as easy as being like, yeah, this person sucks, but I'm not seeing like, at least in these 4 cards, I'm not seeing like huge deception or deceitful energy. I'm just seeing that this person is just like attracted to what's shiny. You know, they're just like on to the next, whatever's shiniest. They're like kind of like a fish, and a fish that's like attracted to something that's like pretty and like, so I feel like this person is, their energy is fleeting because they're just, their head isn't all over the place. They're like interested in music one day, they're interested in art the next day. Like they're just like, it's the same in how they conduct their relationships. One moment someone is the moment, the next someone else is the moment. I wouldn't doubt this is the kind of person that switches their friend groups a lot. Like they hang out with different people a lot, and they're like hanging out with this one person for like a couple weeks, and then they drop them and hang out with someone else for a couple weeks. And I think that this person just like missed you, and that's why they came back. But we have Death and we have the 6 of Swords, which to me is spirit saying to cut your losses. Of course, take it however it resonates. But it is about endings so that you can bring about healing and transformation within yourself. The 6 of Swords talks about putting distance between you so that you can head towards something more fulfilling and more prosperous. In this card, the 6 of Swords, she has this like full moon energy. Full moon energy to me is always about trusting your intuition, trusting like what your intuition is telling you. And I feel like, you know, maybe your intuition is telling you to focus on yourself, or you know, whatever your intuition is telling you. I feel like I feel like it's basically like alluding to there is going to be more separation with this person. So if you were kind of wondering like, okay, is the distance now behind you? Now that he's contacted you again, can there be a future? I don't necessarily see anything promising. So I think the reason for the sporadic contact, the reason for this person, their energy being all over the place is just that they are that way, unfortunately. And then why did they contact you? Because they missed you. But is there going to be something more stable come the future time? I don't really think so. I think, again, this person might depart again. They might separate again. We have release your ex coming through, whoa, really quickly. And we have codependency. So releasing any attachment to anybody, any codependencies, any kind of reliance on someone is going to be really key for you. Ace of Wands can also be coming out because it's saying that you should be in an energy where you're focused on creative endeavors and creative projects. You should put your attention towards things that make you happy. We have here and now in TikTok. So yeah, it's like a moment in time, and then that moment, like, it, you know, that moment leaves. It's like this person is just all over the place, and like it's only a matter of time until they leave again or until they separate again and there's no contact. So I just feel like this person's really inconsistent, and I think Spirit is sort of advising you to, you know, focus this energy and feel it into something that you're passionate about or that you feel creative about. All right, Shaylyn, I hope that resonated. Thank you so much for joining the live. I appreciate you so much. And I am going to see you again soon. Definitely keep me updated, and I hope that things get better for you. All right, I'm going to move on to the next person, which is Mark. Okay, Mark. So I don't have a double for you, but I can contact PayPal. Here, I'll show you what I am seeing on my end. So I have Mark, Shaylyn, Emily, and then you, which was this question. So unfortunately, I'm not seeing a double, but we will do this one for you. And this is an 18 plus. We are going to do your next sexual encounter with a timeline card. You're so welcome, Shaylyn. Get better. I love you. Emma, yes, that book is good. But it just talks about like the difference, like being a bitch or being a doormat. Pick which one you want to be. Okay, Mark. So 18 plus, next sexual encounter with timeline cards. Let me show these cards really good. There's so much energy flowing through them. We have the High Priestess. There's that Five of Pentacles again. Why? I'm going to clarify it. Five of Wands. Next sexual encounter. Okay. You know, the fives in an 18 plus are not what you think they are. So this is going to be kind of juicy. Because in reading just like straight up tarot, fives are not necessarily the most positive thing, obviously. But in an 18 plus, because we're just talking about like sexual encounters, it can talk about some pretty hot sex. We have the Knave of Wands. Clarify the Five of Pentacles for me. No. Okay, I'm losing my touch. We have the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Lovers. Clarify the Strength card for me. Clarify Strength for me. Tower Lovers. Okay. Hi, Genesis. So the list is closed for tonight. Your girl's got a baby that gets up at 6 on the dot, apparently. So I definitely have to get into bed after this. But I will be going live again. If you want to stay updated, you can follow my Instagram at Samantha James Tarot as to when I go live, and you can get on the list for the next one. I'm assuming it will be like Thursday, Friday, around that time. Okay, so Mark, next 18 plus sexual encounter plus timeline cards. Okay, so I feel like this could be a one night stand. I feel like this could be with someone that you meet and you really know nothing about them. Like, you might not even know their name. They're going to be a huge mystery to you, but it's going to be like a very like sexual experience. I feel like there's going to be a lot of sexual attraction, and I don't know why we have text here. Sorry, I have some cards mixed into this one. I feel like this person could have really long, flowing, healthy hair. I don't know, I'm just getting that. Their hair could be black or just darker. I feel like they have really big titties too. We have drunk text or text. It could be someone you know. We have next week. So, and they could be like drunk texting you, and you better answer that text. But that's why we have the fives, is like, it could just be like a very like hot sexual one night stand, drunk text kind of vibe. You guys are up against the wall, you're disrespecting the hotel room. I do see there being some sort of like home environment. It could be like your apartment or your house. It could be a hotel with a Seven of Pentacles, but it's an energy of like comfort, and there being some sort of familiarity, and it could be a familiarity with this person if you know who this person is. But I feel like this is someone that, you know, isn't necessarily looking for a relationship, is not someone that's going to text you the next day or coddle you like a baby. You're probably not going to know that much about them. If this is a stranger, you might not even know their full name. But I feel like this is someone who wants rough sex. They're going to want to like bite you and scratch you and like hold on to you. I feel like this is someone who is going to want to be thrown against the wall, like thrown onto the bed, like all that great stuff. This is someone who can be very versatile, very open-minded in the bedroom. They might wear like lingerie, or they might like invite a friend, or, you know, whatever the vibe is. I feel like this person's very kinky with the lovers. They're gonna expect you to go all night long and go multiple fucking rounds and really showcase your strength and showcase your stamina. They don't want fucking excuses with the Tower in reverse. This person wants to get fucked, and they want to get fucked right. And you better deliver, Mark. But yeah, this could happen literally next week. And it, like I said, with drunk text, it could be someone you know, or it could be someone that you meet and then like you exchange numbers really quickly and they like text you drunk. But this is someone who's going to be quite a mystery to you, because they're kind of mystery to me. I don't really know who they are. They could have Gemini in their chart. But I'm getting just like, you know, like making a mess, kind of like drinks on the floor, you know, DoorDash, like that kind of vibe, or like room service, or stuff like that. I feel like this is someone who is very promiscuous in general, and they are very experienced. Like, they know what they're doing, and they want to go multiple rounds. They're going to want to go multiple rounds. There's going to be that passion and that attraction. You're going to want to go multiple rounds yourself. There's going to be, I don't see, like, what's so funny about it, I don't see, like, any foreplay. I just see really, like, getting to the act. But I'm seeing it being very physical, like, a lot of, like, choking and scratching and pulling. Maybe this person wants their hair pulled. I'm seeing it being very physical. and just kind of like really balls to the wall type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I am seeing for you, and it sounds pretty hot, so get it, Mark. I really hope that resonated. Thank you so much for booking again. I appreciate you. All right, you guys, so that is it for tonight. That was the grand finale. I hope you enjoyed it. I am gonna tune out, log off, and go to bed. I'm so tired. But I have a new video coming soon. Hopefully I finish it tomorrow. And if so, it will be tomorrow. And then I'm going to create a new poll on my community page, so definitely make sure you vote. I know some of you guys are single and you're looking for a video on like what love is coming in next, so I definitely want to work on that as well. But in the meantime, you guys, stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane. I love you, and I will see you guys on the next live. Sorry, I love you, girl. I will see you on the next live. Or you can message me. I don't know if you have me on Instagram at Samantha James Tarot, but just DM me, girl, and we'll talk, because I definitely want to catch up with you anyway. But yeah, I'm done for tonight. I love you guys, and I will see you guys next time.